Preksha, hi.
Preksha. What's your last name?
Preksha, yeah.
Okay. Well, welcome to my show. Hey, Preksha. We're in a commercial. We're going to come out of the commercial. I'm going to do a quick introduction and then we'll go, okay? Make sure you're comfortable.
5, 4, 3, 2.
And now on to another highly debated and controversial topic, the issue of gun ownership and, more importantly, stricter gun laws for the United States. To discuss the pros and cons of this issue, please welcome Preksha from the National Rifle Association. The news about horrendous mass shootings does not seem to stop in our country. What we celebrate, or maybe I shouldn't say celebrate, but it's been 20 years since Columbine, which was the first mass shooting at a school. And we thought that that was a unique incident. Well, certainly it hasn't been. Unfortunately, where there have been in Denver, a gunman opened fire in a movie theater. Sandy Hook Elementary School was absolutely horrible. All these children that were killed. The nightclub in Orlando, then last year, we had the concert in Las Vegas, the Marjorie High School in Florida. It just never seems to end. There's no place where we are safe anymore. And nothing changes. No changes to federal gun laws. Every year, 30,000 people die from guns, but our right to bear arms keeps us from making schools and malls and streets safer. So, what is the real issue in all of these many incidents? Preksha, does the NRA not care about American lives?
We definitely care about all the lives, all the citizens, all people residing in the United States of America. It's not the problem with the guns, it's about the people. Because we need to understand one thing here, that people kill other people, guns don't kill people.
I know, this has been the NRA mantra for many, many, many years. The guns don't kill people, people do, but people without guns have a much harder time killing anybody. In countries with low gun rates, homicides and murders by guns are dramatically lower. So why is the NRA so opposed to tougher gun laws? Why do you even allow concealed weapons, for example? I mean, you believe that semi-automatic weapons are acceptable in a civil society?
Because we feel that gun ownership is a means of self-protection. It's an act of crime deterrent. We are trying to make America a safer place, and that is why we are against the stricter controls.
Okay, but it is not really a safer place because gun violence in the United States is vastly higher than it is in other civilized nations and developed nations. So we know you believe, why really do you believe Americans are allowed to carry guns or should be allowed to carry guns?
Because as I said, it's not the problem with the guns, but the people holding it. So we are advocating for stricter background checks about the mental health, about their health history. And for the first time users, we want a longer process of checks and people who are waiting to get guns faster. So what's the reason for that? And it's not only that, it's about that people are not taking care of such a arm. They're not keeping it properly. Like if I have to quote statistics, approximately half of all the gun owners don't lock up their guns. And in 40% of these households, they have kids under the age of 18. So again, it's the people who are not taking.
Okay, but let's look at some of the, we talked about semi-automatic. You do have a lot of guns that they're killing, yes, children. But if everyone, for example, but the biggest problem has been these mass shootings that we're dealing with all the time. If everyone only had a gun that was a single shot gun, where you didn't have the semi-automatic attachments, or gun violence would be reduced drastically. But Congress has not even reinstalled the assault weapons ban, and the assault weapons, which are the ones that are being used, are there to kill as many people as possible. No hunter hunts with an assault rifle, and yet we allow them. So Actually, tell me, what are the 3 weapon types that kill the most people?
It's the AK-47s, it's the AR-15s, and the semi-automatics. But again, why are we advocating this? It's only because of safety reasons. And again, it's not the guns that are harming or the type of guns that are harming. It's the people who have issues with their health.
So everybody who kills somebody has a mental illness. Then there seem to be a lot of mentally ill people carrying guns, which is dangerous in and of itself. But we are running out of time. We have to cut to a commercial. Thank you for being on my show.
Thank you for having me.
This is going to be a never-ending discussion, I am sure, in the United States. But thank you for being on my show.
Thanks again for having me.
Cut.